With your International Rally of Queensland Rally Championship review, this is Sam Tickle. The third round of the MRF Tyres Queensland Rally Championship took place at the International Rally of Queensland on the Sunshine Coast. They were competing with the Asia Pacific Rally Championship and Australian Rally Championship. This round was different to the others, with the QRC competitors taking part in an endurance round, the first time that this has happened for a few years. This meant that instead of a one-day championship race, they would have a two-day championship race with a short service at the end of day one. Both days counted towards the round of the championship. This probably contributed to a lower than usual QRC entry, with 23 starters taking the line. As with previous years, there were a few one-off drivers, including Ryan Smart and John Allen in their Lancer Evo 9, Tim and Debbie Dillon in the Hyundai Elantra, and rally legend Ross Duncan was joined by Lisa Duncan in a Nissan Silvia. The rally would be held over 12 stages, 8 on day 1 and 4 on day 2. Saturday saw dry conditions, but rain had previously fallen, which ensured that there would be slippery patches throughout the forest. At the start, the first stage was the 14.48 kilometre Kandanga stage, and it was immediately clear that the Smart-Allen duo would take some beating. They were also cross-entered in the ARC field, and it was clear that they would challenge at the front of that as well. They arrived at the first stage end in 9 minutes and 27 seconds, almost a minute faster than anyone else. This continued throughout the day, and at the end of the day he would be 5 minutes ahead of the Ian Mackenzie's Robert McGowan duo. But fortunately for other Queensland Rally Championship competitors, Smart was not registered for points, meaning that Menzies, Kent Lawrence, James Wilson, Robert Bishop, Neil Woolley and Mario Swart and Peter Davis would all be fighting for the overall QRC prize. Menzies and McGowan would be the best of the rest and the best of the QRC P5 field. Bishop and Woolley would be next in that field. In the other categories, Jay Davidson and Timmy Bryant in a Ford Escort would lead Classic, Clay Weston and Brenton Wrigley in a Ford Fiesta would lead P2, Matthew Linning and Craig Morrison in a Ford Escort would lead P3, and Ross and Lisa Duncan would also be around. The only retirement of the day would be the Escort of Thomas Dermody, who would roll on SS5. There would be more retirements overnight, with Swart Davis Volkswagen retiring with a mechanical problem, and Ross Duncan would also pull out overnight. Come day 2 though, there was no doubt that it was wet. Heavy overnight rainfall drenched the stages, and driving rain throughout the day meant that many crews backed off merely just to get to the end of the rally. It also resulted in some of the stages being shortened. The order that was the same as it was on Saturday, with Smart and Allen dominating from Bishop and Woolley and Menzies and McGowan. There would be a few retirements after the morning refuel. Included were Mike Bailey and Stephen Andrews in their Nissan Pulsar. Rod and Belinda Reid would retire their Mitsubishi Mirage, and Melinda Bergen and Larissa Subaru would also not make the start of the next stage. The final 2 stages were waterlogged. Many drove to the conditions, and mercifully, no one threw it off the road. In the end, 16 of the 23 starters took the finish, with Ryan Smart and John Allen winning by a massive 6.5 minutes over Bishop and Woolley, the winning QRC team. Davidson Bryan won Classic, Weston Wrigley took P2, Linning and Morrison took P3. On a side note, the Far Keen rally crew had a difficult rally. Their Subaru Impreza was a zero car, and on the Saturday stages they came in contact with some light stock, and that car was damaged. But ever the professional crew, one of their road cars was used for the rest of the rally, and not a stage start was missed. But to add insult to injury, in the Sunday night storms, some of their other equipment was damaged. The next round takes place on the Border Rangers Rally on the 27th of August. For more, check out www.racerviews.com.